except you take, I'll be missing you. Well, now,
Whatever
very good. Very with me. It's coming with the implosion of our
Imperium, and it's coming
with the rapid
degradation of the ecosystem itself. And there's nothing we can do to stop it. How will we cope with this change? Will we respond rationally? Will we learn to speak the world in humility and recreate structures within our own communities for sustainability? Or will we continue to live in illusion? And in a way, it's a matter of awakening ourselves to our new reality and responding to it.
is it now? And rocking when I'm round the rock. Well, now, Puff Daddy, what the fuck is going on with you? What's going on with you, Puff Daddies, Puffles, the Puffiness, the Puffinator, Puff Guy, Puff Dude, Ultra? Well, now, welcome to another episode of the best swear show on the internet, the Griffcast IRL. And today we are talking about Sean John Combs, aka Puff Daddy, aka Puffy, aka P. Diddy, aka Diddy, and Brother Love. I'm not joking. Those are all the names for the man of the hour today. And, you know, I figured if we're going to do a show, we might as well do a show just focusing on one topic so that we can really just deeply dive into the story, it seems, as it were. And I mean, I guess there is a developing story right now. It seems like there's a lot of crazy stuff happening in the Puff Daddy realm of ideas. And I mean, for most people, they don't even know who this dude is because he's been so played out of the music industry for so many years that I feel like we're getting a reintroduction into one of the oldest beefs that ever happened. And I mean, you guys remember Notorious B.I.G., Tupac. I mean, I remember Tupac. Who shot Tupac? I don't know who shot Tupac. I didn't shoot Tupac. But I mean, there's conspiracies abounding. Things are coming all over it. But, you know, after, I guess, the feds raid a guy, you got to do a story about it. So we're planning on doing a little bit of a deep dive on your boy Diddy. Diddy Smalls. Wait, no, not Diddy Smalls. I don't know, you know, like he seems like a guy that's been around for a very, very long time. Hey, wait a minute. What's going on with my display capture? Why is it so? Oh, right. I'm in 4K. So, anyways, here we go. That's who we be talking to. And oh, yeah, I got to turn off the HDR. Display settings. This one. I think. Oh, there he goes. It's nice and bright now. Okay, cool. So yes, P. Diddy, Sean Puffy Combs, the verified artist of Bad Boy Records, born November 4th, 1969, grew up in Mount Vernon, New York. Mount Vernon, New York. Mount Vernon, New York. I feel like things have happened there, and I should know more about that place. But yes, they gave him his nickname Puff because he was hit and Puff when he would huff and puff when he got angry. After dropping out of Harvard University during his sophomore year, Combs started a music business in 1990 as an intern at Uptown Records. Oh, yes, the P. Diddler, the P. Donkler, the Diddy Dongler, the Diddy Man, the guy Diddy. I don't know why it's so important that this dude's even a part of any of this stuff, but like as it seems right now, it's a little bit strange to me. Like this situation is a bit untoward, I guess I would have to say. I would say that it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but then going back and starting to review a lot of the videos being posted on the internet about things, it seems like things have been not good in the P. Diddy location for a while. There's been a lot of assaults and things that have happened, I guess, throughout the years. And what we're looking at now is only in the latest situation of it, but it makes it even weirder. The fact that he allegedly is on the run or allegedly ran out of the country when the federal peoples went to his houses and started raiding him. So, lots of things to think about here, lots of stuff to look at. But honestly, I don't know what be happening with P. Dongler, the Dangler, P. Diddler, Diddle Face Diddy the Diddler. I mean, just don't make any goddamn sense, bro. It don't make no sense. Where the hell he been? Why is my... whatever. It's a live show. Yeah, my little thingy that I used to switch the thingies, it ain't working, so fuck it. Whatever. We don't need it anyway. So, I mean, what do we really got to say? I guess I got to pull up the news, right? Because, like, there's, like, lawsuits. People are talking about lawsuits, or people are talking about lots of little things that are seemingly happening. I don't know, man. The whole thing seems kind of jacked up, in my opinion. It seems like it's not working in the way that it should be working for these guys. So let's see. But yes, from what I've been seeing on various different news sites like this one, NPR, Diddy lawyers say feds use military-level photos to raise a thing. Where I also stole the picture right there because just got that good look of him, pursing his lips, trying to figure out shit, or at least act like he is there. I mean, we got Fox News
Sean
saying
Diddy
that he
Combs
got
is
raided.
declaring his innocence after federal agents raided his LA and Miami homes yesterday. Sources confirm.
So yeah, we already got Diddy out there claiming that, he didn't do it or whatever, which, I mean, I'm sure there's probably a lot of good jokes about a black guy and saying he didn't do it. I don't know if he's like O.J. Simpson now, but as far as I know, there hasn't been any actual evidence of anything that's been persecuted or pushed forward. But the fact that the feds are raiding you seems like it might be a big problem, right? Like, if they're raiding you, they might think.
Those raids were connected to a federal sex trafficking investigation. Tonight, Diddy's lawyers are criticizing what they claim was an excessive military-style use of force during the searches. Combs' lawyer says neither his client nor any of his family members have been arrested or charged in connection with the case. But the search comes as Combs has been the target of several sexual abuse lawsuits in recent months.
Ah, I see. So that's really where it all boils down to. Thank you, lady, for Fox News for explaining that so eloquently. Diddy got raided because the federal peoples, the Feddies, more or less, the Department of Homeland Security and a couple other agencies are looking into the veracity of the claims because, you get sued for sex trafficking one time. Maybe they let you get away from it or whatever, but you get a couple of lawsuits, like one right after the other for sex trafficking. You're probably going to get raided. I'm not a rocket scientist, but it seems like that's a pretty decent progression in this particular situation. Kind of crazy that Diddy's out there saying that it's military style force and unnecessary, but he was the guy that jumped onto his plane and allegedly fled the country. So I mean, who really knows what's happening? But it's drawing up all of these different emotions from all these different areas on the internet. And I figured I wanted to get into the mix of it because over here at Griftcast, we definitely like to grift off the news and show you how even when we're grifting, we can research this stuff better than every single one of the other guys because we're funny and they're not. Anyways, so as far as we know, does this really all the way go back to the situation in Las Vegas where a dude got shot? Some people seem to think that it is, but I don't know, man. I mean, in recent days, in recent months, it seems like people are already like, I don't know, onto this thing pretty well. People are connecting people with other people. I even saw this little video on Twitter right here that was saying a lot of things are making at least what you would have to say would be some fucking claims. You know, they're making some claims over here. Like, here is one from Americana lover Kathleen Rivas King. Sean Puffy Combs sure looked nervous as heck last night with all these allegations of rape assault going against him. He'd have to have known this sort of thing would be coming down. Why weren't officials prepared for him to flee the country? The diddler, Puff Daddy, the P. Diddy. Yeah, look at that. Let's watch the video. Why are you looking over your shoulder, P. Diddy? Flavor Flav? Damn, dude. He got dissed by Flavor Flav? How you gonna... What? That's Flavor Flav. He's more of a character than you ain't even gonna say what up to you, P. Diddy. To be honest, that whole situation looked like boring as fuck. Flavor Flav, baby. Yeah. Okay. So does he look nervous? I don't think that would be a nervousness thing. I don't think that looks very nervous to me, but you know, I would be a bit somber myself if I knew I was about to get raided by the feds because I got a bunch of sex trafficking lawsuits up against me. And I mean, I went ahead and looked to see if there was any indictments out there. And for currently on the Googles or whatever, you know, yay, Google. Anyways, out of 30,000 results, it does seem like he has not been charged or officially charged or named or anything like that, according to at least a couple of what could be considered good sources, like over here on Rolling Stone, where they say, where's Sean Combs? Everything we know and don't about the federal raids. And one of the first things that they mention, or at least one of the craziest things that they mention, is that there is not any type of indictment or any other thing out there on the books that would have said that, you know, this would have made sense. No, they just called it an unbelievable scene as federal investigators raiding his home in Los Angeles and Miami's with helicopters and uniformed officials and all the other good stuff. Where it was just a crazy situation. And they focus on the Department of Homeland Security being behind simultaneous coast-to-coast raids carrying out warrants reportedly issued by the Department of Justice, Southern District of New York. Wow, that Southern District of New York, I tell you what, man, they're in everything. Every single thing that seems to ever happen. That's SDNY, baby. SDNY. You know what? Makes me think about that dude. What the hell is his name? Dave Cacton or something like that? I don't know. He was always talking about the Southern District of New York and how he's just going to take them down for some shit. I don't know. But yeah, here we are. Diddy's case, Southern District of New York. Those motherfuckers just love going after people, I guess. And they said a source told Rolling Stone that 4 Jane Does and 1 John Doe already sat down with interviews or for interviews with the SDNY investigators for a probe into Combs related to sex trafficking, domestic violence, and racketeering. Like, what? Like, huh? Huh? What? You know, I guess the investigation is seemingly ongoing. And I mean, most people would say that Mr. Combs is probably guilty if he's fleeing the country or whatever, but I'm not most people because I've like literally seen that, rich people who are crazy do crazy things. And right now it kind of seems like a crazy situation that we're looking at here because we don't really know any names of the 4 Jane Does that are coming after him or the 1 John Doe, but there has been a lot of whispers of things in the scene for a very, very long time that even little old me, who's not even a popular person, has heard about. So it makes me wonder, at least, like where this is all coming from, because sex trafficking, domestic violence, sex trafficking kind of seems like a stretch in the first look of it. But domestic violence does not seem like a stretch because if you've looked at the history of Puff Daddy and his legal troubles, seriously, there's actually articles about it. Here's probably a really good one from the New York Post that actually kind of goes into detail about the troubles and arrests that he's had over the years. And let's not forget, Sean Puffy Combs is the same guy that got arrested in 1999, party like it's 1999, right? When he handcuffed Jennifer Lopez, J-Lo, big ass booty, fine as fuck, Selena, whatever. Anyways, he locked her up with some handcuffs to a pole, allegedly. And yeah. So it's not like this dude hasn't had his touches with the law. Like, here's a very famous picture with him and Jennifer Lopez wearing that plunging neckline dress where you can see the sides of her chi-chis and shit. A+, man. A+. The 90s were a wild time. Anyways, but yes, it was 1999. His then girlfriend, Jennifer Lopez, where he was arrested on weapons and bribery charges on December 27th of that year. Combs and Lopez, who dated from 1999 to 2011, were partying at Club New York. And when they were leaving, he backed into a man named Matthew Scar Allen. Allen pushed back, which led to a fight, shots being fired, and 3 clubbers getting injured. Yep, that's right. That gang violence. That was the time with the gun right there, right? And Combs and Lopez left the scene, got pulled over for running a red light, and police found a gun in the car, which led to both of them getting arrested. Oh, yes, that's what really happened. And there's a lot of things. Like, dude, Joey fucking Fatone. Dude, Joey Fatone. P. Diddy. Is Joey Fatone part of the sex trafficking ring? What about Jennifer Lopez? I don't know. Was he just getting started back then? Or is this something completely different? But yeah. Anyways, he alleged they had J-Lo handcuffed to a pole. She was crying all over the place in a squad room. A police source said she was just upset about the whole thing. And then, yeah, not too long after that, she got dumped. But, there was still a lot of different images, pictures, things that you can see. God damn, look at that booty. It's just sticking out so fucking far. Why? How? And look at her foot. Her back leg is pushed forward, so it's not like she's sticking it out or anything like that. Jesus Christ. Anyways, there was also that incident at UCLA in 2015 when Diddy was arrested for allegedly swinging a kettlebell at an assistant UCLA football coach after the coach allegedly yelled at Diddy's son Justin, who played on the team. And yes, he was charged with assault with a deadly weapon. But for whatever reason, the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office decided that they were not going to prosecute because no one got seriously injured. And they claimed that he was acting in self-defense. And that's just in 2015. So it's like, as far as we know, up until this point, there really hasn't been anything that would, I don't know, what were those things that they were saying? They were talking about sex trafficking and racketeering. As far as we know, we only really had any domestic violence stuff that was out there. Like I said, there's been whispers and stuff, but on the official record of things in the Diddy situation, there hasn't been anything that's quite met that level, my friends. Now, in 2017, his personal chef, Cindy Rahuda, alleged that he regularly made and prepared food to serve to his guests as they were engaged in sexual acts. That's the first time that we've heard about anything. So, he goes from swinging kettlebells to people to apparently having a chef cooking for a bunch of naked people fucking, let me in, I'm trying to fuck. Like that's basically what it seems like. And a spokesperson for Combs told Variety that it was a frivolous lawsuit by a disgruntled ex-employee who was fired for cause. And in February of 2019, that same lawsuit got filed for an undisclosed, or got settled for an undisclosed amount. And remember, settling is when you pay some money to somebody to make the lawsuit go away. That's a real thing. That happens a lot. Remember, they settled in that one lawsuit that they tried to get me on, and I fucking fucked them up. So, what else have we gotten? We've gotten Diddy's ex-girlfriend, Cassandra Ventura, the musician known as Cassie, and accused him of rape and abuse. This past November, she actually alleged that Diddy had a pattern of abuse and control that include allegedly forcing her to have sex with male prostitutes while he filmed them, physically abusing her and supplying her with drugs. Cassie's also alleged in the suit that Diddy forced his way into her home and raped her towards the end of their longtime relationship in 2018. So here's where we get it. Everything seemed to be all cool, sunshine and daisies during the 2000s and the 2010s, but sometime in the middle of all of that 2010 nonsense, things started getting really weird. Yes, we started getting a lot more allegations from people. First, it was the whole chef thing, saying that he was like acting a bit weird. And then we get the ex-girlfriend who basically said that he raped her and was sexually and physically abusive to her, which still falls in lines with the whole domestic abuse thing. But thinking about this, the addition of male prostitutes while filming and supplying drugs can bring that thing into the sex trafficking realm. Yes, because who's he selling the videos to? Why is he taking the videos anyway? What would be the point that he would be having male prostitutes banging out his girl? It just doesn't make any sense to me. I'm not in that life or whatever. But yes, they said over the years, Mr. Combs abused Miss Ventura physically and sexually, and she again and again tried to escape his tight hold over her life. Every time she hid, Mr. Combs' vast network of corporations and affiliated entities found her, and those who worked for Mr. Combs' companies implored her to return to him. Diddy's attorney, Ben Brofman, denied any allegations, obviously, and said that Miss Ventura was basically just trying to demand money from him, right? And again, we had another case that's getting settled out of court one day after the filing. So, like, she filed the lawsuit, and then the very next day, they were taking away the lawsuits because they settled the lawsuit out of court for some money, which, again, I guess could bring it in and say that, yeah, she's trying to demand money from Diddy, but again, nothing was ever litigated. We never saw anything about it, but this is just from 2017. So we're talking in the last 10 years, things have been a bit different, right? Now, additional assault allegations. Following the settlement with Ventura, Combs was hit with 2 additional lawsuits from women claiming he sexually assaulted them. Very interesting. One of the women claimed Combs and Aaron Hall raped her and an identified friend in 1990 or 1991, according to a filing that was obtained by Rolling Stone in November. Jane Doe was offered more drinks and coerced to having sex with Combs, says the court documents. Diddy's spokesperson calls the claims fabricated, and basically nothing ever came out about it. So, kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. And now we get into last month when I think this whole P. Diddy thing really started taking up its hold. Last month, Diddy was sued by a former employee named Rodney Little Rod Jones, who accused the rapper of sexually assaulting him while he was working on his newest album in 2023. We do have a link for that. But yes, February 26th, you can see Sean Diddy Combs sued for sexual assault by former male employee, right? So the weirdness thing basically just occurred very recently. Jones claimed that it happened September of 2022 to November of 2023. Combs' attorney, Sean Hawley, at the time says Little Rod is nothing more than a liar who is shamelessly seeking money via his $30 million lawsuit. Is he now? Is he now? So basically, that's everything that comes up into this particular situation. As far as we know, or from what we've seen, yes, there's been a lot of assaults. It is past, right? And gun battles and violence. But as far as we know, there hasn't been anything litigated. There's been a lot of allegations. And from what we know, nothing has really come out of the most recent case from the rapper called Little Rod, which is honestly a funny thing because he sexually assaulted him. What'd he do? Suck his dick? Suck Little Rod's dick? He got the rod. Anyways, so where we go from here? We don't really know, dude. We don't really know. All we really know is that in the most recent thing, there's at least 4 Jane Does and 1 John Doe that have been interviewed by New York prosecutors in connection with sex trafficking allegations and a RICO case that they're looking to open up against this guy, which is pretty crazy because we've heard RICO before, right? You know, like, what's a RICO case, Defango? I don't know. Ask Dave Acton. He knows all about RICO. How many times have people threatened me with the RICO case? I mean, I don't know, bro. It's like a fucking lot, dude. Like, what? RICO? You know what? RICO? RICO? Yes. So, yes, Racketeering Influenced by Corrupt Organization Act, if you guys don't remember what that was. It was passed in 1970s, and RICO is pretty serious, dudes. It's pretty serious. To violate RICO, a person must engage in a pattern of racketeering activity connected to an enterprise. The law defines 35 offenses as constituting racketeering, including gambling, murder, kidnapping, arson, drug dealing, bribery, and a whole host of other things. And if you were wondering, yes, a conviction under RICO has serious consequences. Only the RICO statutes provide criminal penalties up to including 20 years of prison, but financial penalties are also very, very severe. So kind of crazy that that's what they're actually looking at Puff Daddy for, because, like, you know, I guess there could be some kind of drug enterprise that's happening or whatever, but everybody is throwing the sex trafficking probe situation. And, like, so we know that he was abusive towards, you know, his partners. We know that he's probably gay because we've heard a couple of different videos of things that say that, you know, he swings both ways, whatever. I mean, he can't be gay and also not gay. Well, he can't be gay and also not gay. Like, motherfucker was banging J-Lo, so he obviously, but it's J-Lo. So, I don't know. You know, maybe he's deeply closeted. It's not up for me to say. Well, I guess it could be up for me to say, but it makes me kind of go back and wonder about what else is happening in the videos, in fact. And then we actually had this video that came across MSNBC where somebody is actually talking, or at least, you know, recounting or regaling a story about the history, and one of his family members that he sent to go be an intern for Puff Daddy that apparently ended in some type of assault. And of course, it's not working as soon as I try to play the video.
Personally disturbed many years ago. Okay, I know this man well enough to call him and say, hey, I need a favor.
Yeah.
And this might have been 10, 12 years ago that I called him and say, hey, I have a family member who I want you to hire them as an intern.
Yeah.
And I have never talked about this publicly. And he said yes. And they were flying around, one of the interns, Atlanta, Miami, whatever, on the jet, in the house, whatever. And then the internship stopped abruptly, like 3 or 4 months into it.
Yeah.
And I spoke to my family member, like, well, what happened? And they wouldn't say.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why did it end? They wouldn't say. And years later, they finally came out, and this is a male, and said that Puff had said, come home, stay the night with me, or the internship is over. And they said, absolutely not. He said, absolutely not. And the internship ended. But from there, I was like, oh, like this is how it goes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So to hear that things went even further with potentially, allegedly, many other people. Yeah. It's not, I don't, we feel like we've seen this coming.
We feel like we've seen this coming. Weird. So somebody, I guess, feeling good enough to actually talk about the history that they have with it. I mean, really, it's just an anecdotal story a minute, but, I guess it could bring into some history out there that actually puts up some stuff. And, I mean, think about it this way. There's more people out there that I guess have opinions, like Gene Deal, Sean or Puff Daddy's personal bodyguard, that just did an interview where he asked were these allegations made against the former Bonds, and his response is kind of weird. Let's take a look. Somebody that worked with him used to be his bodyguard.
You being around Diddy, knowing him, you think he's capable of raping female, man? Bruh, he just he's capable of doing what Cassie said he did. Cassie said he raped her. You understand? Against her will. She won a lawsuit that he raped her against her will.
He won a lawsuit, or he paid her off?
You understand what I'm saying? So he's capable of doing a whole lot of stuff. Yo, bro, this ain't nothing new. All this stuff been going on in the industry for a long time. Look at the atmosphere that they in. Look what they do. So is he capable? I believe Cassie. Who you believe? You being around Diddy.
I believe Cassie. Who you believe? So yeah, he's talking about the Cassie situation where he says 100% I believe he did that shit. But then again, that wasn't an actual lawsuit that happened. They settled out of court. So his information is only sort of good, is it not? But as a character witness, it seems like he might actually have some juice, would he not? Yeah, that's what I would consider that, a little bit of juicy, a little bit of juice, right? Like every little thought counts, every little bit of shit counts when you really look at it. And honestly, it hasn't only been him that's been talking about this. Like 50 Cent. You guys know 50 Cent, the rapper? He also talks about this type of stuff too.
Sorry I can no longer help you guys. Soon you will all be gay and happy. You are all now left under leadership of Puffy Daddy. Report to the nearest rainbow. Dinner thieves.
Okay, 50 and Diddy have had their differences, but you and I both know that 50 Cent is not the only person who has made that allegation that Diddy is on the DL, right? For starters, Jaguar Wright once gave a story about a lawyer who walked in on Diddy and Christopher Williams doing you-know-what.
When she walked in, the door wasn't locked, so she didn't think twice about just walking in, and when she walked in, she saw Christopher Williams performing fellatio on Puff. Now, from what she said to me, it was disturbing because, they didn't stop.
Also, when Diddy released his song, Gotta Move On, seemingly about the need to move on from his on-again, off-again relationship with Cassie Ventura, her boo, Alex Fine, snubbed Diddy when he shared an Instagram post wishing all of his LGBTQ plus friends a happy Pride. Then he included in the post, attached is a charity that helps people who are in the closet and gotta move on, along with other resources. And Orlando Brown, that guy literally said that he loved what Diddy did to him.
I got my Diddy mode. I'm sorry, I started licking my lip. Let me see him. I mean, yo, Diddy, you gave me the ooshkash gooshmash. You gave me the ooshkash muaf. The shooshmash. Diddy. Yeah, son. I mean, you gave me the ooshkash muash. I love it, yo.
What the fuck is the woosh?
I love it.
Y'all know what I'm talking about. Diddy also apparently treated Exhibit to a night he will never ever forget. And while talking about it, Exhibit was like,
so then, he's doing his business. We go down and get a drink. We sitting there vibing to the music, and then she point over the corner. It's two dudes kissing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yes.
Interesting. So, where do we go from here? Well, there's allegations that, Diddy has been into some weird shit. Being gay is not a crime. So, we can't really, I guess, do that. Being deeply closeted or on the DL, as like some people like to put it, I guess is also not a crime, but yikes. It's kind of just like weird when you look at all of the stuff that's actually been getting put to paper over the last little bit. I mean, even more so, people are trying to connect it to even crazier conspiracies. Like, wouldn't you let Puff Daddy adopted babysit your underage daughter? The Hollywood DNC CIA pedophile elite has a wild conspiracy theory.
My name's Ava. I'm a Scorpio.
No. What's your last name?
Ava Combs.
What's your other last name?
Ava Baroni.
Eva Baroni Combs? Yes, it's breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child. I want you to tell them the story about how I adopted you. But you still have beautiful parents but you're my child also. But please tell the story.
Diddy's adopted kids now.
I was on the streets, and then Papa Combs decided that he would like to be a caring man. So then he saw me and decided to pick me up and said to come inside and play with his kids.
Did she say that she was in the street and then he picked her up off the street to play with his kids? I mean, he's got kids, I thought, but like, aren't they in the 30s and 40s and shit now?
Ava, that's like a little bit like borderline suspect. I don't want nobody, we want to get it clear. I adopted you like Madonna adopted kids and everybody else adopted kids. Charlize Theron, everybody that's ever adopted Sandra Bullock. I adopted you because I felt that you could, enjoy also having a black parent to take care of you and help you out. So, just clarify it because it's crazy out here online. So.
Right. Okay. Well, yeah. The last time I checked, sex trafficking did involve picking up people off the streets, sometimes even children, and saying that you're their parent and then manipulating them to live the life that you want to live. Is that how that kind of works or whatever? Yeah, not looking good there, Mr. Puff. That's a bad look. It's a bad look. And I guess that's just strange. I mean, is it strange? Now, it makes me wonder who else has ever talked about P. Diddy possibly having some kind of blackmail operation, and Kanye West seems to come up.
Kidnap my daughter in public, and I didn't have the address of my child. None of these niggas that want to say something
Travis
now.
Gave you the address, though?
Travis gave me the address. Right. But as far as Meek Mills, Puff Daddy, whoever, none of these niggas, all you fake hard niggas, fuck you. Hold on. Okay. All you fake hard niggas, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck because you can't shoot nobody anyway. And the reason why you got to talk is because you did a deal, you fucking fed. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to come at me, because part of the deal for you to be able to do all that and get out of jail is that you promise that you're going to go pull my coat card. So y'all niggas shut the fuck up about me. Now let me say it calm. You niggas shut the fuck up about Michael. Right. Kidnap my daughter in public.
Puff Daddy kidnapped Kanye West's daughter in public. Oh, did he? Did he now? I mean, I don't remember that shit happening, but then again, there are a lot more things that I guess Kanye said. Now, again, is Kanye the most veritable source right now? Probably not, but it's material for the investigation. Deep dive.
They ain't giving us money, they giving us acknowledgement. I don't want your acknowledgement. And I went so far past any level of acknowledgement. I was banished, I was exiled, I was canceled multiple times. So what, I done had like my kids not show up to Sunday service right in front of everybody. And you know what I mean? Like, I'm crying to see my daughter, and all of the usual suspects, the handlers, Dave Chappelle, Meek Mills, Diddy, all these people aren't in position. Now, for us as celebrities, they got to call and put a leash on them. What we going to do with Ye? He delusional. That's the best. Dave, give him a call. Diddy, give him a call. Tell him we ain't like the T-shirt. Tell him, like, right now the agenda is this is the voting agenda for the celebrities, for the black. Make them do exactly what LeBron would do. Make them do exactly what Drake would do. And y'all know my stance on this. They ain't giving us money. They giving us acknowledgement.
They ain't giving us money. Does it really attest to any type of seriously weird situations happening? No. I mean, does it make sense? Yes. But I don't think that we really got a lot, right? Like, as far as we're seeing, if the feds are investigating him for this whole entire situation, now it's time to get into the more deep-rooted conspiracy theories, because people are going even farther out of left field, like this Apex person. Sex trafficking elite, horrific Diddy. Remember Epstein Island wasn't the only one. New footage exposes what is on Jay-Z's private island. Puff Daddy, the diddler. Did you know that Jay-Z has a secret island in the Atlantic Ocean? Their Homeland Security sex trafficking investigation is barely scratching the surface. Yeah. Kind of crazy. What's up, Wiley Sound? Long time no see. Nice.
I just discovered an old news clip that may have finally revealed which island that Jay-Z owns. It's been a mystery for a long time. However, what we did know about it was that he spent as much as $20 million on it, and allegedly he also owns one that's worth $3 million, so multiple islands. But the key feature of this particular island that we're talking about in this video is that it has an airport landing strip space directly on it, and if you look at the picture, you can see it appears they've already cut down the trees to make that airport landing strip. Why exactly do you need an airport landing strip when it's somewhat easily accessible by boat?
The two reportedly bought Stranger's Key, a small island north of Walker's Key in the Abacos, for just under $3 million. Their 360-acre private island is about half a mile wide and about 2 miles long. There is a natural harbor on the west side of the island, and the island can accommodate an airstrip of at least 5,000 feet.
Now, obviously, you could say he just wants the luxury of it, but it seems far more likely now that we have just seen a major celebrity in his circle, P. Diddy, getting investigated by Homeland Security and having his house raided on trafficking charges. So now do you realize, when we take a look at the airstrip on his private island, which is largely mysterious, but we may have potentially discovered, as 50 Cent is now going all in on both Diddy and Jay-Z, essentially calling them out to the highest degree we've ever seen before, posting things like this, and also this, alluding to the fact that Jay-Z is next. Where was Diddy flying with Jay-Z? What was the extent of their relationship? How did Jay-Z's infidelity, which he admitted to, play a role in that? Is Jay-Z actually having a relationship with Diddy? All of these questions we have to get to the bottom of, pun intended, and answer them. Make sure to subscribe with notifications on.
So, most people are taking, and I say most people loosely, I mean, the more conspiratorial out there are taking the Diddy situation a bit farther. They're saying that it is just a stepping stone to a much bigger Epstein-like operation that's being run out of an island that's run by Jay-Z. Yeah. I mean, do I know anything about that shit? But, you know,
I just discovered
it kind of makes you wonder at least a little bit. It makes me wonder at least a little bit, because there are proclivities, there are things that are being said, but as far as we know right now, you know, if we take what we've seen from guys like Kanye and stuff, we got to get a little bit of juxtaposition, do we not? And I think that the easiest way to get that would be to talk to Cat Williams, right? Because Cat Williams also spoke on P. Diddy.
What you get? I came in this business saying I was going to expose. When I talked about Michael Jackson, when I talked about R. Kelly, they canceled me for these things, because why would you talk about another black dude? Race is not where the line is drawn. It's God's side and the other side. And we don't care nothing about the other side. Period. Period. All of these big deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you.
It don't matter if you're Diddy or whoever you are. It's all up for you in 2024. Hey, it's 2024 right now, by the way.
Is TG Jakes, any of them, all lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light.
And the
truth
after that, I
is the
don't really
light.
kind of know where to go. Let me.
I don't know where to go. Let me drink my. Is that cognac? Is that Hennessy? What the fuck are they drinking? Is that whiskey? I don't know. But I mean, Cat Williams was talking about P. Diddy, the diddler, the PP diddler, whatever we're going to call him for these days. And he was saying much of the same thing, that, liars are going to be exposed. He was very vague about the things that he was saying, but, I guess it does make kind of a little bit of sense, right? Because they're sitting there sipping on Hennessy, and he's talking about how in the future, 2024, it's going to be a reckoning. And so far, we're starting to see that, because where the fuck is Jay-Z? We haven't seen Jay-Z at all throughout this entire situation. And Puff Daddy doesn't really seem to be agreeing with anybody's takes on what's going down here. And I mean, as far as it goes right now, it doesn't seem like we have anything solid or proof. Right now, we just got a couple of randos making claims. But it seems like, I guess we have to say that these claims are at least the slightest bit credible.
One more time.
Right.
We good now?
Because the people want to know, why would he get blackballed?
Yeah,
because in 30 years, I've done nothing but collect information, knowledge, and your secrets. So if you and a man was in a corner doing something you wasn't supposed to be doing,
you will tell it.
No, somebody come to tell me.
Okay.
I gather that. I value that. I'll pay for that. Come, tell me. I know so many things I shouldn't know, and they all know it. They all know it.
So many things they shouldn't know. Yeah, maybe he shouldn't have known, but yeah, Cat Williams, does he have anything else to say for it? It seems like these are a lot of characters that they've tried to cancel and say they're crazy or whatever, but most of them were discussing P. Diddy in some kind of way, not alluding to him being a sex trafficker or anything like that. But woo, is that the reality? Was that what we're looking for? I mean, the craziest thing that I think we've pulled up so far is probably going to be for Red Pill Drifter. We tried to tell you years ago that Puff Daddy was working with the Illuminati. Holy shit, we hit the Illuminati. How the fuck did we get here? How the hell did we get to this shit? I don't know. But now he's being raided for human trafficking. And Keith T tells about the Illuminati party Puff Dad was doing gay stuff. We also remember Pimp C calling out the gay rappers only to be later found dead. Dialogue. The art of
Jada
dialogue.
Pinkett and Will Smith, you told me before that you was at a party before that they attended, and you said the party was weird. Tell me about that.
Okay, this is boxer. His name Twan. He's from our neighborhood. He was married to Tanisha Arnold. The broad played Pam on Martin Lawrence. We went to the party with her. I mean, it was a matter of fact, it was a set it off party. Jada Pinkett, Vivica Fox, all of them was there. You know what I'm saying? It was just seemed like Puff and Tupac was like a couple, seemed like to me. It was just a lot of weird shit going on, you know what I'm saying? The vibes ain't there. I guess that's what Tupac was talking about, the Illuminati and shit. It's like Vivica Fox was with this big gay man. He was 6'9". They called him, his name 6'9". He had the red hair with a big old booty and shit. Nobody was gay and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? It's just a lot of weird shit, dude. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of weird shit, dude.
It ain't right. You know what I'm saying? I guess that's what Tupac, I guess he wanted to get up out of the Illuminati or something. But I seen her the other. Matter of fact, MC Lyte pulled off with Tanisha Arnold. You know what I'm saying? In her brand new 560, black one. Yeah, that shit weird, dude. Yeah, that's some weird ass shit going on, you know. Yeah.
And what was Tupac doing at the party, yo?
Him and Puff was there together. They was there, you know what I'm saying? That's why I don't know how they fucking fell out or nothing like that. They was road dogs, you know what I'm saying?
Road dogs.
They even got pictures of them. He got on that blue sweater with the turtleneck. Him and him hugged up like this with the black hat. Have you ever seen that picture?
Nah, I don't recall, but I'm pretty sure I came across it.
Yeah. That picture there, they was at that party that day. Yeah, it's just like a bunch of weird shit. That whole fucking, that shit weird, dude.
That shit weird, dude.
Bunch
of gay shit.
Ain't right.
Shit
You know
ain't
what I'm
right.
saying?
It ain't right, man. It was a bunch of gay shit.
I'm not no gay basher or nothing. I mean, none of that shit, but that shit ain't right. You know what I'm saying? That whole party was weirdoed out.
The whole
It
party
was Jada
was weird,
Pinkett.
dude.
What?
You saying the whole party was weird. What did you see at the party that made it weird? I mean, I'm confused.
I guess it was the Illuminati. It's just weird. I know I wouldn't want to be part of no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm from the old school, dude, and that shit wasn't really tolerated with my generation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, hate crime, yes, but it's more tolerated these days and nothing like that. It's more, you know what I'm saying, more open now, you know what I'm saying? But back then it was kind of fishy, you know what I'm saying? Still kind of fishy.
That shit was fishy, bro. I mean, he's really dancing around the fact that he's trying to say that they were doing homosexual things. Like, oh my God. Like, it doesn't even really make sense. And then somebody just brought it up in the chat there, but yeah, I'll pull that video up. President Nixon on the Bohemian Grove.
A spring began to blow on Nixon staffers as this little Offman.
Where did this?
Yeah.
Here it is.
Let's look at Northern California. You understand? Yeah. You know what's happening in San Francisco. San Francisco just gone. It's clear over. I know that, but it isn't just down in the ratty part of town. But the upper class in San Francisco is that way. The Bohemian Grove that I attend on time to time. The Easterners and the others that come there. But it is the most faggot goddamn thing you will ever imagine. A San Francisco crowd that goes in there. It's just.
Yeah, that actually kind of does sound the same. He's like, yeah, that's the most faggy shit I ever seen. This dude's trying to say the same thing, but it's just saying different words.
You know, but it's more, you know, out there now.
I ain't trying to get canceled.
You know, people, I won't even say a group. It's the only reason two men can really call themselves friends or partners or homies. Can't start with lies, and can't build on lies, and you know what I'm saying? When it's all over, you know what I'm saying? Can't be no lies a part of it. Yeah, everything between me and him, regardless of